All righty, guys and gals, this is Blake, and you're listening to Daily Roundup. And today I'm sure I mentioned it to you guys. This is the first day of school for my kids, and it's a little hectic, just because some of the kids have gone. Well, some of the kids. I only have two. One of my kids went early, and then sorry, I'm just posting something real quick. So some of the kids went early, or one kid went early. The other kid's got to go at like noon. But he's running around getting a haircut and all sorts of. It's just a little hectic around here. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys did well today, especially in the markets. Because we had this move in the dollar. I actually took some profits here in some of the dollar pairs. Dollar Mexican peso, I took some off as we were approaching 20. We talked about 20 being resistance. I sold some at 1997. I'm going to load it back up on the way back down. So hopefully what happens here is we get a move like this, and then I can pick up some down there. As you can see, the US dollar, Norwegian krona is, tagging some of this resistance here. I think that one continues to stay bullish. I took a little bit of the Euro New Zealand long off this morning, but I still think this is a false breakdown, guys. And this is this right here is respecting this long-term trend line. Let me go back. Okay, long-term trend line from the lows of earlier this year. 78% retracement, just kind of a probe below, and then and then a bounce higher. I think that's the way you want to play it for now. And what you're also going to notice is you're going to notice equities are trading heavy. Now, I know NASDAQ's up a little bit as yields are higher. So yields are higher, so NASDAQ kind of bounced. But you'll notice the broad markets like the S&P still trading pretty heavy, and also the Dow. And the Dow's near the lows of the session. Let's talk a little bit about yields. So yields bounced off of really key support today. So let's go to the 10-year, and this is yields, right? This right here is the 50% retracement. Okay, that's a 50% retracement of the low that was August lows to the highs. Okay, also if you take that was August 2020, by the way. From the January 2021 lows to highs, it's a 78% retracement. So really a lot of confluence there. And the fact that we held those lows suggests to me that we're going to actually continue to bounce in yields. Now, the stock market will only take so much of higher yields, in my opinion. Now, I think that the yields can, bounce back towards, 140, 150, not do a whole lot of damage to the equity markets. But, we start to bounce way back above these levels, and we look like we're going to take out new highs. That's when the stock market will get a little nervous, in my opinion, because those higher yields are going to constrict growth a little bit. So a couple other things I want to talk about. Big rejection in gold. Big turn right at the resistance, right? I mean, I'm not trading gold. I don't want to say I'm not a gold trader, because that would be incorrect. I do trade gold from time to time. I'm not trading it at the moment because I don't have a strong feeling of it. I do think, though, this move today really solidifies the fact that is key resistance. Amira asked about silver. Today also solidified how important 26 is to silver, right? I mean, I don't have to, toot my horn or anything, but we have known that 26 has been really key resistance. We've been looking at it for the last couple of weeks. We knew that's channel resistance. We knew that gold at the 1835 level was big. And the ISM data today turned it. So now I know for a fact, if we break through 26 for a fact, and when can you even say that in the markets? I know with as much certainty as I'm going to have in the markets that resistance at 26 for silver is key. We break above that, it's probably going to start to squeeze some people. Same thing with gold. We know after today's move, that's really key resistance. And we break above 1835 and gold's going to squeeze. It's going to squeeze. You know, hey, maybe it'll only be a 10-point squeeze. I think it'll be more like a 40-point squeeze. But when you can identify that and you know that, now the next step is, let's see if it actually happens. Personally, I don't think we're going to break those levels. I'm just telling you my gut instinct. My gut instinct says the dollar is going to rally from here. And precious metals are going to go lower. But that doesn't mean that's what's going to happen. That's just my gut instinct. But I also know that if we break above those levels, it will be significant. And half of the battle when you trade is getting to a point when you're looking at everything, you're looking at price action, you're looking at charts, looking at everything, and you say, okay, I know with as much confidence as I could possibly have in the markets that if this level is broken, we are going to see a reaction. That's half the battle. Then the other half of the battle is just being around when it happens. Unfortunately, I sleep, you sleep, we all sleep, right? So, you know, the next key is just hoping that it happens while you're in front of the computer. Are you guys with me? I feel like I'm talking to a wall sometimes. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to a camera. Anyway, all right, cool. All right, so as long as you guys kind of understand, you know, where I'm coming from as far as that goes. So we're you know, a couple other breakpoints really quick on some of the things that we're watching. Well, I think, you know, if especially, well, we all know this. I don't have to reiterate this. We all know the S&P. Following the jobs report, this is like our best shot we have this week on Friday. So especially if those of you, like, you're thinking about your Fridays, you're thinking about, especially you guys are in Europe, or, you know, maybe even in Asia, or some of you are in Australia. Think about Friday and think about that jobs report. Think about, it's probably going to push us out of this range in the S&P. I'm hoping. Let's all hope, right? I mean, I think it will. And then that means that following the non-farm payroll, we may have some follow through. So my 2 cents is, the jobs report is probably going to be, you know, enough to drive us. Like, let's say, I think it's actually not going to be a good number, but, you know, let's say it is. It's a great number, and we break through this support. Well, then that means there's probably a good chance that we go through that support all the way down to 43.10, 43.20. Well, that move in the S&P down here, you know, even if it's between, you know, let's just move that over a little bit. It's between here and there. What does that produce in markets that you might trade? Well, in, you know, gold, that means a breakdown in gold, right? If you're looking at silver, I'm just going to go back to those really quick. So if you go back to silver, that means silver is probably going to go to the lower end of this channel, right? From the upper to the lower end. You know, we break through here and we trade back down to 24 and change. Gold, you know, trades down to, you know, this trend low, 40 points, right? So you're talking about boom, move like that. What does it do to currencies? Well, I look at the dollar Mexican peso, you know, probably cracks us through 20 and takes us back to the upper end of the range, right? You know, we move from here to here, right? Things like that. So the good news about today, and I'm just going to reiterate this, and then I'll just I'll take some of your comments. Then I'll move along. I got a meeting I got to attend to in about 4 minutes. So the other thing. The thing I guess I wanted to mention is, now we know where those breakpoints are. And so now it's just waiting for those break points to get triggered. And realistically, it's going to happen on Friday. So Amira wants to take a look at nat gas. Oh, look at that breakout. We talked about this the last time you were here. So look, we broke the triangle, right? I guess you could have drawn it like that too. However you want to draw it. Anyway, question is, where do we go now? So my opinion is nat gas breaks out and we go to maybe the 127% extension. Oops. So that would be right here, maybe even a little higher. And matter of fact, this would be so somewhere up in here. 420, let's say roughly 420, 430 to 435, somewhere in that neighborhood. Jason said, hey, Blake, with oil weakness, any thoughts on dollar Canadian struggling to move higher? Yeah, the dollar Canadian has been struggling today. And I mean, I know we're above the, back above this 25.25. You know what I would be thinking here, and I haven't thought a whole lot about the Canadian because my focus has been more on Norway and the dollar MEX. But what I would be thinking here is if stocks close a little weaker and crude oil closes, like let's say crude closes somewhere around these levels, then I think that the dollar Canadian will get a lift overnight. I think it'll spend Asia and Europe kind of catching up a little bit. Maybe making up to 126, 126.20, something like that, the 50% retracement. That's what I think. Overall though, you gotta, this is, I think, a more of a risk here. Let's, depending on jobs, and maybe everybody's staying sidelined for the Canadian employment and US employment, but maybe you got other people thinking like this, like, oh, look, a bigger head and shoulder pattern. You know what I mean? So I think that would be a risk if we can't break much above these highs, right? Jason, yeah, and Jason, welcome to the chat room. Jason asks, he said, now you know who I am. I thought I knew who you were, but I did, it's like, sometimes you can't make an assumption. So good to see you, Jason. Jason asked about the options board. Remember, on ForexAnalytix in the platform, this is where you're going to find all the options information, right? For ForexAnalytix and Forex Flow subscribers. So, and remember, you got all these dates here. So most recent right here. Okay. Amira asks, what is LSD? Acid. No, LBS, lumber. Just kidding. Lumber futures right there. That's lumber. Okay. All right. I got to get out of here. You guys have been great. I want to thank you all for your continued support. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you guys are watching this on the YouTube after the fact, what are you waiting for? Take advantage of these good prices that we have, because they are probably going to go away this weekend. Just letting you know. All right, bye guys. I'll see you in the chat rooms, or I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Off to a meeting I go. See you later.